I'm sorry. Dear Rosanna Dana, my boyfriend is cheating on me and thinking of leaving me, and I'm wondering how I can save my relationship. He's also horribly abusive, puts his hands on me, and talks down to me all the time. Gee, sounds like a real swell guy. Dude, that's my life. In and out, day in, day out. You know, that's why I was laughing so hard about the Rosanna Dana stuff, man, because I was like, that's what it feels like, man. You know, so you get these emails from people and they're asking for readings. Good morning. I don't know what happened just then. It was like, I don't know. My power also went out last night. I was laughing about Rosanna Dana because you were telling me I was too young. And I was like, that's it. That's my life. I said, gee, dear Celeste, my boyfriend cheats on me. He hits me. He's verbally abusive. He's always threatening to leave me. What do I do? How do I save my relationship? And I'm just like, dear reader, gee, he sounds like a real swell guy. What are y'all doing? What are you guys doing out there in the world, man? Ladies, man, ladies, welcome. Hi. It's the 21st century. We're coming into the new world, and the new world says you don't need a damn man. So stop basing your whole life on these assholes who treat you like shit, man. Yeah, please help me get my life to Gee. You sound like a real catch. Oh no, I was giggling. I was reading your comments from last night just before I came on from the fire one. But yeah, no, I didn't know who Rosanna Dana was until right before Glenda died. Actually, my aunt, she has real dark, real coarse hair, and when she doesn't do anything with it, when she gets out, it's like super. It's way poofier than mine could ever be. And she came out doing the Rosanna Dana skit, and I was just like, I have no idea what you're doing. So then we ended up binge watching Rosanna Dana's. I believe it was like last summer before. Good morning, Kat. Nice to see you. See what the energies have for us today. Yeah, I thought it was a good tip that Rob brought up in the fireside with the hand practice there. It is very much like it's very similar to Tai Chi. Like if you're like, when I get bored of yoga, I like to do Tai Chi too. But you feel out the motions and you feel the energy within your own hands. Yeah, she did die, didn't she? That was shortly after that they did her documentary. I should probably watch it since she's coming up in my mind. She was a cool cat. I like the female comedians from back then, man. They were able to take a joke. Then the PC era hit and all that shit went to hell. Went to hell in a handbasket. Nobody has a sense of humor anymore. Everybody's offended. Get us out some magic cards. I mean, well, then I get yelled at all the time because I don't affiliate myself with any party. I think the whole thing is BS and all that, and just both sides are just as equally offended. Well, one side is just simply offended because someone's gay or whatever, dresses whatever, and then the other side is offended that I have no idea. They're offended that people are offended by them. I'm like, everybody's offended about being offended. It's like, get over yourself. Goodness me, goodness my. Take a joke, people. Take a joke. I found my Odyssey deck. I'm going to go ahead and use that this morning. Oh, it's just silly. It really is. All the governments it's nothing but lobbyists. There's no people running the show anymore. The minute that they made corporations people, that was the end of government. What? Because people can't be a multi-million-dollar business. And then super packs, secret super packs. Come on now. Come on now. I'm not trying to get all political with it, but that's why I got all excited because my boy Orion was on the other night, and I was like, oh, cool. And he's usually talking like the raw materials or aliens or something cool. And then I opened it up and it said news, and then he just went off into a political rant. And he's a huge Trump Republican supporter, and I'm just like, oh, God, you got to be super dense to think that Trump is not in the pocket of big pharma and all of them, as much as he pumps, hydrochloroquine or whatever that drug he had to take. And then they're like, oh, they don't even know if that's the one that works. And it's just a bunch of BS. It's just a bunch of BS. They're all puppets, every last one of them. If you see them on TV on a regular basis, that person is a puppet. Politicians, news broadcasters, Hollywood, puppets. I'm glad you're feeling great. I feel fantastic. We've took over the back half of the living room here. I got a giant desk for Rob. So we got like the dude corner going over there. We got all the deer antlers and like, the fancy knives and whatnot set up over there and some stuff. And half naked tattooed lady. She's in like corset top and whatever. It's the dude corner on that side. I was laughing with them this morning too. I said, I know what we're going to call this side of the living room. We're going to call it the fire pit. Be like, we're chilling in the fire pit. Yeah, and now I got my desk back because I was starting to get upset because kids, when they sit over here, one, I can't keep any of my crystals or anything down here like I like them. So I have to constantly be bringing them back and forth, So it's nice to have my own solid little space again. Of course, they immediately took over the big desk, but the big desk is not made out of glass and does not have all my, deco on it. I don't know if I could show you guys. Oh, it's on the laptop. If I was using my cell phone, I would show you. But I have 4 different decks of cards that weren't as fancy as my fancy decks are. And I used those, and I made under my glass here, it's all cards that are, most of them are flipped down, some of them are flipped up, and then I've got cards all decoupaged on the sides of my little banisters here. And my desk is like a half moon. I'll share some pictures of it online later. I got it all nice and set up again, so yeah, I'll do that. I'm all about creating spaces, man. Your space is so important to you. It really is. And if you can't express yourself and your feelings towards your space, then it's not worth it. If you're just copying somebody else's things or you're in somebody else, and I find that men tend to have that problem more than women do, because women tend to just completely take over decorating, and they're like, oh, your stuff doesn't mesh with my stuff. And we have to be mindful of allowing, if you're going to have a partner, allow them to have their own stuff within your space as well. Oh, yeah. I love it. I just shuffle in. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Tells you how quickly these cards shuffle up. I shuffled in the definition card. Oh well. My desk, I've shared some pictures of it. I know I've got a couple of pictures on Instagram that I took from the back when I had it turned up against this wall. My living room is long and skinny. My apartment, I guess you can, I call it an apartment. It's a house, but it has an apartment attached to it for my mom. It's just long and skinny. I would describe it as like, I don't know if you guys know what a railroad apartment is. It's those apartments in the movies in the cities that are right next to a a subway line or a railroad line, so they're just long and skinny. They're not square. So my house is a rectangle, and then like I have a horseshoe around my mom's part. I don't know. It's weird. It's hard to describe. It's plenty of space. It's just oddly cut up, so it's been interesting. And I did get my car fixed yesterday, and I'm gonna have a kids-free weekend for once. My ex is actually going to take the kids for the weekend, so I will probably be rocking out some videos. I don't know. I might just go ahead and do them here if the kids aren't here, and then I'll be able to start back up at the store again on Monday. And I got the Zen Den this Saturday. So I got my car fixed just in time to be able to go to the Zen Den and get my charge on. I love it. They're like, isn't training reading? Not there. Not there. The energy is so intense at that place. There's so many crystals and so many beautiful little gardens that Susan has set up there that you just can't help but feel charged the minute you walk in the door over there. So yeah, 7 readings up there is nothing. And we've been booking out solid. They actually they've been asking Rob to do rune readings up there too. And he was like, I was like, why don't you practice? Baby, I can get you, we'll practice doing some videos and stuff like that. You can watch yourself, and we don't have to post them if you don't want to, or we can if you do, easing him into it. Because he's natural. The camera don't bother him, so he might as well do it, But he's like most of us when we first start. What if we give somebody the wrong advice? Ooh, what if you tell them to break up with somebody? You know what I'm saying? And that's a bad choice. What if But you got to remember in those situations too that you didn't do nothing but shine light on seeds that were already planted in other people's minds. If someone's going to leave their partner, that thought was in the back of their mind before they came to you guys for a reading or before you guys did any of your predictions and stuff like that. I know I do. A lot of this stuff is for people that are already readers or already doing stuff online and already into astrology and whatnot. And it does get scary giving out those messages because you don't want to wig people out either. Oh, and he's good at it too. That's my thing with him. It's no BS. He is really good at picking up whatever energies are going on. I told him, I was like, every time I went and saw him, I was like, let's play with the runes and the cards. Well, I love it when we do something with the runes and the cards and both the runes and the cards are saying the same thing. It's like I'll read a couple cards and then he'll pull the rune and that rune will just be saying the definition of the rune will be the summary of the reading. I'm like, it's too cool, baby. It's too cool that we're that in tune. So we'll get him. I'm going to get him. If not on camera, maybe I can even get him to do it up at the store. But I think he might be more nervous to do it up at the store than he is to do it on camera. On camera, it's a little bit more anonymity because there's nobody actually there. You're just kind of talking to yourself. Yeah. Well, that's why I liked it when he said like doing a quick video series of what each rune is before you even start doing any reading with them. And we're still trying to tinker out how exactly to do the readings in a video, Morning, Magical. All right, ladies, y'all are just in time for all the cards here. We got the 4 of Pentacles here. So we're building on the stability. We're building on the security. I think I'm going to put this more as, because you got the 5 of Cups here. So it's building stability after a loss. A lot of us are either working towards or we're getting ready to lose some part of our income or we're planning on trying to do, or we have. And we're building stability again after a loss. Got the Sirens reversed, and I'm going to see this as not being distracted right now. Not being distracted and not allowing these characters to distract your peace anymore because that 9 of Cups is within. How many of y'all figured that one out? But you can't find this in an outside relationship. Not if you don't have it inside first. Not if you're not feeling that. It's not if you don't feel connected that the universe has your back and it's doing what it needs to do for you, and you can kind of drop the expectations on other people. Then that's when you're like, that's when you realize you've hit the enlightenment. Like, this is education and this is usually like education and working towards it, being right at the edge of fruition. So this is the energy that you're in, and this is the edge of fruition. And I have to tell you, when you do hit that inner peace, that inner love, that inner niner cups on yourself, inner niner, niner, when you do feel that within yourself, it's almost hard for the Eight of Pentacles, that energy, to even come in, because it's like, yeah, I'm so enlightened within myself right now, and I'm so centered within myself right now that it's like, I don't know if I even want to let anybody in. What? I haven't been this stable. I'm telling you what, those 6 months that I was genuinely alone after not being alone for 15 years, those 6 months were the most enlightening 6 months of my life for myself, for my own inner peace. I actually was able to embrace a lot more, and I was able to genuinely recognize what were my problems and what was where I was mirroring other people in their aspects. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when you're trying to quit smoking and you're dating a smoker. And you're like, oh, and then you do it for years and years. And like, I'm so weak-willed. I'm so weak. I just can't. I'm so weak. I just can't. There's always, I can't quit for some reason. And then as soon as you're on your own, you quit this, you quit that. Suddenly you can keep up with your goals. You can keep up with your exercise. You keep up with all that. And you're like, oh my God, it wasn't me. It was just reflecting. 3D cards down there, ladies. 3D cards. Yeah, we're talking about going for it this weekend too, while the kids aren't here, taking the full 3-day weekend to really, just with each other. And then, he's saying he'll probably sleep the whole time. I will probably, I'll be working. I got the Zen Den, and I don't smoke when I go up there anyway. So we shall see. We shall see. I'm always up for trying. They always say, keep trying. One time, it'll stick. All right. So I got the Prince of Cups reversed. So this is the 40, Prince of Cups reversed. And I'm going to say this is the masculine side having a hard time figuring out, what they're doing in their emotions. They don't know what's going on with that. I got the Prince of Swords here. I got definitely, like that's why I said masculine energy, because it's just, you have the Prince of Cups, the Prince of Swords here. So the Prince of Cups is reversed. So his emotions are all wonky and all messed up. And you got the Prince of Swords upright. This one's opinionated, hasty, sharp tongue, quick to pop off at the mouth, say the wrong damn thing. This is on the 40 level, and I haven't read negativity on the 40 level for a while. I got the Devil reversed. I'm going to say that is refusing to see their own addictions and their own faults, right? Like I was just saying, you think you are so weak-willed and stuff like that, and you don't realize that you're really projecting somebody else's image. I mean, in this is the definition of the empath and the narcissist, right? You got the Ten of Swords. What? Oh, woe is me. The drama queen card. Drama. I am in ruin. I don't know what to do. Oh, I keep saying the wrong things. I'm so angry. I can't watch my mouth right now. The Devil reversed. Upright is really being in the chinch, but I'm saying this is reverse. This is not even wanting to acknowledge that you have your own damn issues and you have your own weird whatevers. Ten of Swords. Some of them are just being drama kings at this point, but that's the narcissist past. What? Keep making it bigger and bigger and bigger scene until you acknowledge them. And they will do this on all levels. Don't let them destroy your peace in the 40, for real. This is the completion of a cycle. All right. I'm seeing this is the energy bleeding into you guys' 40. This is bleeding into when you're trying to meditate. This is bleeding into when you're walking in nature. This is just little things that just keep popping up in the back of your mind. Blah, 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 blah. It's just this person's angry 3D ego lashing out. And it's the completion of a cycle for you in the 40 to block this energy out. Like we were talking last night or the other night about the practice of moving your hands real slow in, back, and forth until you feel the energy lines between them. You'll feel things in the palms of your hands and on the back of your hands. And if you feel energy pushing in more, like you should be pushing against energy. You should feel the energy on the inside of your hands. But if you feel like it's harder to pull out than push in, that's energy oppressing down on you. All right. So you're going to want to work on building up the inner energy and pulling it out. Build it up, pull it out. Build it up, pull it out. Kind of like the ripples in a pond. All right. And the ripples are rippling out, and the ripples will push out that negative energy from your space, from where you're at. And then you can recenter, reground, and go back to your meditating or your nature walk or whatever it is that you're doing to try and actually clear your mind from the monkey mind 3D thought process that tends to start to weigh heavy on us. Yes. When you're doing your 40 meditations and stuff like that, it's not about not thinking at all. That's not the goal ever. It's never because you can't. Your brain never turns off. Like people don't realize it never. It's always going. It's always going to be going. So the objective is you're supposed to let the thoughts come in, but then you let them go. But when you get stuck in that little like toxic line, and we've talked about how, sometimes that's the other person being obsessive about what it is too. And I bring that up because the obsession card is up here in the dark mirror cards. So I do sense a very strong obsessive energy, probably on both parts. We're very rarely guilty of, we're very rarely innocent. Usually, even if you're not talking to them, but you still like peek their profiles and things like that. Look, I am guilty of it. I own it. My ladies know I own it. I do have my own little quirky things, but then you have to learn when you can turn it off. If you can't turn it off, then you need to take a break from it. You know what I'm saying? If it's rocking your boat and causing your emotions to go all wonky, and it's most of the stalking I do is for entertainment purposes. And we've talked about this before. What? I can't look away from this person. Why? Because I'm on episode 8. I'm on season 8, episode 400 and whatever. It's just it's just entertaining. It's like picking up the Inquirer every now and then when you're walking down the aisle, when you're ready to check out and you're in a line. But if it's something that's upsetting your day-to-day life, rocking your boat, affecting your relationships, if it's something you have to hide, from others around you because you're like ashamed of it, you need to find a way to get past that shame feeling. So it might be time to take a detox and work on really shielding yourself from those energies and letting those thoughts, when they come in, immediately just when you're doing those meditations, it's not a time to process, why did I think this? It's a time to go, all right, I get that. Let it go. And then just keep breathing, and then treat your brain to be able to shift off that subject easily is what I'm talking about. Make sense? You guys still with me here? All right. So we got the 8 of Pentacles again on the 5D side. So this is really, this is keep engaging that education, definitely higher learning on the levels of spirituality, all of that. Keep digging around until you find those things that truly call to you, the way they do things. Like some of my friends are really into the Himalayan singing bowls. One of my friends uses a saxophone to do sound therapy. Some people use tuning forks. Some people sing. I'm just using sound healing as just a basic rundown. Figure out what skill it is you have that really calls to you on all your spiritual levels. And that's how you find it. Don't focus on spilled cups. Don't focus on spilled cups. I say, people think 5D is benevolent beings. No, they're not. They're not. They're dualistic, just like we are. The celestials, the angels have been at war before. They get cast out of heaven for falling in love and everything else and defying God, and just like we do. Just like we do. They go through it too when they defy the universe. So don't focus on spilled cups, Move away from that. Don't, you got 2 cups still over here. You got a bridge over here. Go ahead and cross that bridge. Set it on fucking fire when you're done. Stop focusing on it, all right? Queen of Pentacles. This is just like the Queen of your World card. This is also the Queen of the Earth sign. So if you're an Earth sign, this definitely represents you, right? The Queen of Pentacles is queen of her 3D reality, and that's why I was talking about creating your own space. Be sure that you have areas where you have created your own space where you feel, and little luxuries count. Crystals don't have to be giant. They can be little bitty ones. They can have cracks and flaws and imperfections in them as well. Don't worry about that. You don't have to have the biggest and fanciest. You just have to love your space while you're in it. All right, I got the Ace of Cups reversed. So I got the Ace of Cups reversed, and then I got the 9 of Pentacles reversed here at the end. So with all this, it's more like keep building on the education. 5D skills usually aren't very, you don't get a lot of monetary value out of those. Very few people take Reiki classes and then become paid Reiki healers and things of that nature. So if you're looking to make money on the 5D stuff, you're going to find yourself very unhappy, because the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you become kind of like a con artist. So just work on your skills more like a hobby in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Don't look to be making money from them. All right? Because 5D skills are things that you're going to love to do. And if you don't love to do it, then it's not a 5D skill for you. It's a 3D skill for you. Or 4D, but it's not a 5D skill. It's a learned trait. It's not a actual gift that you developed. Makes sense? All right, so I got 3 and 3 here for the Dark Mirror and the Earth Magic for today. This is what I was talking about. Obsession, right? And I'm going to put this one right here. This is obsession, and surrounding the obsession is gilded regret and revenge. Trapped in a gilded cage and very vengeful. Mirror, mirror, guys, this gets reflected back on you. You do realize that, right? Careful with that revenge energy. And gilded cages, the door is unlocked, y'all. I say that all the time, too. It's like in The Walking Dead with Morgan. And they had him in the cage. That guy with the goat had him in the cage for like how many weeks? And then at the end, after a couple of weeks, he was just like, the door is not even locked, dude. You never even tried it. Negan, when he discovers that they're starting to forget to lock his door. But then he goes and he picks up his ball and he goes and he sits back down in his cage and he shuts the door. And he doesn't let them know that they're forgetting to unlock it, so that he can plan a proper escape instead of just flying off the seat of his pants. Ooh, that's a big one for someone. All right. So how do you want to work on our energies today? This is talking about invocation. I cut my hair a little bit last night, and I did a bath ritual. I brought my crystals in there, my Epsom salts and my oils and all that, and did a nice bath ceremony invocation, invoking my own power. The moon is waxing right now. It's at about 30%. I don't think I grabbed my book. Let's see. Thursday. It enters Scorpio at 7 p.m. So, woohoo, good luck for us. Is it the 22nd, really? I'm losing it, man. Dude, I'm so off on time. It is. It is the 22nd. Moon enters Scorpio at 7 p.m. and our color today is purple. So, yeah, it's a good time to be invoking your own power, invoking your own energy. I mean, I know I talked some smack about Scorpio, but that's because there was a retrograde. So I was talking about the retrograding aspects of the sign. The positive aspects of an evolved Scorpio is they are meticulous planners, right? They are, they are. They're very, very clever and they're very, very smart and they very much know their own strengths. All right. So that's what it's talking about here. It's talking about, you know exactly how to reach your own power. I love this card too. Look at her little, and it's nothing big. It's nothing fancy. It's just a basic crystal grid that she's got going on there. Next to her fire pit. Just noticed. Don't know what that's about, but okay. Wish offered to sell me one of those. Sorry, off topic. All right, radiate. Ooh, hello, bug. Radiate energy. All right. That's what I talk about, that the energy is pressing in on you. There's a lot of pressure from the retrograding energies. There's a lot of pressure from Mars. There's a lot of Mars is on the outside, Mercury's on the inside, and they're just as they're going past, and it's putting a lot of pressure. All right, don't get speeding tickets, y'all. So the objective is you need to build up your inner energy and project it out, and it's like lifting. Eventually this gets easier to do. When we first start working out, just doing this with just your arms gets tiring, right? But then after a while, then you need your 2-pound bells. And you use your 2-pound bells, and you get your 5-pound bells, and you use your 5-pound bells. You just got to keep building it up. And whatever you feel like is pressing in, sit down, and work on just rippling it out. You don't need to push. You just ripple it out. Ripple it. That's all the sun is doing. And that's how you create rainbows with your energy. Right? Rainbow blessings are on the way, y'all. They are. Look, none of this stuff that is going on can last forever. And there is nothing new under the sun. We have been here before with global pandemics and depressions and everything else of this nature and civil war, Nigeria and all that. And, it happens, y'all. We're humans. People are like, humans are more violent now than ever before because of video games. And I'm like, 300 years of the Inquisition and burning times? I don't know. I think we've been pretty heinous the whole damn time. I'm bringing up Nigeria because of Onwella. Yes. Send thoughts and prayers, love and light to our sisters and brothers in Nigeria. She's doing all right. Onwella was a big advocate for trying to stay in Nigeria and save it, and I think she's having kind of a existential crisis right now as to wanting to go now. And it's really sad. But I said, hopefully this is the catalyst for change, and all this chaos will not be for nothing. I don't know if you guys know, but Onwella is a young mother in the Coven of the Silver Cord, and her son is only a year old, and her country is the leading country for death for children under 5. So, and then now they have all this political unrest where they actually, their government was shooting protesters. So, yeah, she is a very beautiful soul stuck in a very dark place. So if you think that your light working challenge that you chose to bring here was a difficult one because you're having such a hard time with your twin flame, or you're having such a hard time with your kids and stuff like that, understand, always put it in the perspective. I used to hate it when my grandmother said that when I was little, there's always someone who has it worse. Well, I think that's a big message for today too, to carry with you. When you feel like you're really weak, think about, the strength, some of our sisters and brothers in other areas have had to deal with right now. It's way worse in other places, y'all. We're first world countries is so. That's why I said first world problems. If you've got time to dwell on the fact that romance is your biggest issue, you're really on a really sweet kind of life path right now. Yeah, you can. It's a heartbreaking energy going on right now. That's why I was saying, you guys, just radiate as much light as you can. Change the narrative whenever you notice it going off all screwy. Unfollow people. You can snooze them for 30 days on Facebook that are really wallowing in the shit right now, because it's more important than ever that light workers and star seeds and witches and anybody who's an energy worker right now focuses on the light side. Why? We don't need to focus on the dark. It is so dark and the abyss is so deep right now, and people are just falling in it left and right, that if you engage with it, you're going to fall in it too. All right. Magic cards today on target. Following your ideal life path. So, following your ideal life path is not just talking about following a career. It's about walking your own path and living your own path and practicing what you preach and what you believe. Yeah, there's enough dark. There's just enough dark. Happy love, a joyful, stable partnership, and good friends. Focus on those who spark your magic, not drag out the madness in you. All right. Engaging in the drama is a total choice right now. I don't know. My great grandparents, they survived the Depression by building gardens on the tops of New York City. Think like the Newsies. We can get through this too, guys. Spirit, heavenly assistance from your guides and angels. Right? This is all divinely guided. This is all working with divine timing, And there was such a layer put on top of us that nobody was breaking through anymore. It was, you were either born down here and you stayed down here, and you were born up here and you stayed up here, and fuck it. My ancestors came with the original colonists, and this is not what we originally came for. This was what we were breaking then. All right. And granted, yeah, we messed it up, and a lot of bad shit happened. All right. Dualistic, assholes are everywhere. So for every good person that came over, there was a jerk that came over, and yeah, they were victims of their society and their belief systems, but let's let that go. This is about breaking these barriers. And if we want to break these barriers, we got to drag that whole thing down so that it's no longer pushing other people down. Does it make sense at all? All right. Mystic Star, harmony in the home and great friendships. I don't know, but if you guys have been following your paths, your homes and stuff like that, and doing the inner work and all that, yeah, things start to harmonize out. Things start to become more balanced. You end up, like I said, I got my space back. I got things like that. Little things like that will start working out for you the more you keep just focusing on the positive things that are coming in. That's your sigil for the day. Which one? The harmony one? Oh, Mystic Star. There you go. It's just pretty much the Star of David in a circle. But yeah, you guys are free to use these sigils. What I like to do with them is you can take one of your essential oil, like the rollers, and you can draw it either over your heart center. You can draw it on your forehead. Nobody's going to know. Draw it on the back of your hands or your wrists. I love those little essential oil rollers. And then you can draw sigils all over yourself. And then you can just walk around with crystals in your bras and sigils drawn on you and just be magical as fuck all day. All right, y'all. It's after 7:30. I do have to run. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and windy paths with me. I love you guys, and I will catch you in the morning.